What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. If you didn't know, I am rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the January winter transfer window. So if you want to stay up to date on YouTube first and fast with all the latest Manchester City transfer news every single day, make sure you've subscribed to my channel, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We're now less than 20 subscribers away from 28,000 subscribers, so if we can hit that in the next 24-48 hours, then that would be fantastic. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes once more is the aim. And also don't forget as well, most importantly, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. Finally, this video is sponsored and it's brought to you by Manscaped.
This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the premium global brand for men's grooming and hygiene products. Manscaped provide the best tools, equipment and liquids for every body part. They have been kind enough to send me the new Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a cordless trimmer with a wireless charging system, providing 90 minutes on one full charge on the lithium-ion battery. The trimmer has LED lights on the front to show battery life, and also on the trimmer for a more precise shave. Ceramic blades with skin-safe technology are provided to help reduce nicks and cuts. 4 trimmer guard options are also available to customize your hair length. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof, allowing for easy cleanup. A new travel lock feature is built in to prevent vibrations whilst on the go. So come and join me and 2 million other men worldwide who trust Manscaped when it comes to keeping yourself clean and tidy. Use code JSGC for 20% off and free worldwide shipping.
Thank you very much to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Remember, use code JSGC at checkout and get yourself 20% off. You can also go and cop the new Lawnmower 4.0. Got it right here. Have you got yours? Go and check it out. Get 20% off. Use code JSGC at checkout. So let's crack on with this transfer update. We've got just one story to speak about. It's very quiet in the transfer world right now, which naturally means something is brewing, and as we head towards the end of January, things do get a little chaotic. So I presume this is the calm before the storm for lots of Premier League transfers. Will Manchester City get involved? I don't think they will, but they might, and if they do, I of course will keep you up to date with that every single step of the way. So our one update today comes in the contract news, and it's a very interesting update on Julian Alvarez. Now, Chiringuito TV over in Spain, who can be a bit hit and miss with their reliability with stories. They tend to be absolutely spot on when it comes to South American players at Manchester City. I do think they have a little bit of inside information when it comes to that, so that's why they tend to be absolutely spot on when it comes to South American players and Manchester City when being reported by Chiringuito TV. So they're saying that Manchester City today are going to sit down with Julian Alvarez and his agent to discuss a new contract at Manchester City. Now, I presume when City brought Alvarez in, they'll have brought him in on the first step, pretty much, of the wage structure for a first-team player at Manchester City. And as he's progressed and he's got better and he's got more games from the bench, starting games for Manchester City, and shown his quality, Manchester City now want to tie him down to a new contract. I don't think there'll be too much added on to his contract. We'll wait and see. It seems to be a very trendy affair right now in the transfer market to get players onto 6.5 years, 7.5-year contract, and having players signed until the start of the next decade in 2030. Will Julian Alvarez commit for that long? That remains to be seen. But if Manchester City want to maximise the value of Julian Alvarez, then I strongly would advise that City, at the very, very least here, get Alvarez on a 4.5-year contract. So that would be a contract that would expire in 2027 of the summer over here in the UK, so June 2027. That's the very, very minimum that I'd be looking at. As I've said, clubs have already started to look towards the end of the decade and getting players signed on a 7.5-year deal. Man City might look towards that, and if they do, that means the value of Julian Alvarez will only get bigger. However, Man City tend to work more on a pay scale type deal. What will happen here is Julian Alvarez will have his starting wage at Manchester City, his impressed, they'll put him on a new deal and he'll move up the pay scale and he'll get himself a new contract, and it'd probably be maybe even double the wage that he's on now to fairly reflect his importance to the Manchester City squad, because when we brought him over from Argentina, you know, he's unproven in the European leagues. You don't know how he's going to respond, you don't know how good he's going to be, and the last thing Manchester City want is to give Julian Alvarez a big massive contract with getting paid lots of money, and he's nowhere near the standards, and it puts lots of people off trying to sign him in the future. It doesn't make sense from a business point of view. So Manchester City do run their business very well financially. There's a reason why Manchester City, over the turn of the last 4 or 5 years, their net spend has been absolutely brilliant, and that is the direction Manchester City will work in. And the way that they do that is to manage the wage structure and the wage bill very prudent and very carefully, and that's what they'll do here. Alvarez will get a pay rise that fairly reflects his importance to the first team squad and his commitment to Manchester City so far, and it'll also help if there is interest from other clubs out there. And I'm going to presume that City sitting down right now and not at the end of the season suggests to me anyway that there is at least interest from other clubs. That Alvarez's agent will have contacted Manchester City to say we've got interest, and City will have responded and said, right, well, let's get him onto a new contract instead. And I presume that Julian Alvarez right now is committed long term to Manchester City, so it is brilliant news, and the sooner we get it sorted, this new contract, the better it will be, and I'm sure Alvarez will really flourish on top of what he's already doing right now. Now, the problem Manchester City face right now in terms of their form is it hasn't been brilliant. They've not been creating opportunities, and more questions get asked. The more that Julian Alvarez ends up playing on the bench or not playing as a centre forward, more questions will get asked. Now, we saw at the World Cup just how good Julian Alvarez can be. Formed a deadly partnership with Lionel Messi, sitting as a front two for Argentina. Lionel Messi, one of the best players in the world right now, and obviously over time, one of, if not the greatest player of all time. He's an incredible talent. So Julian Alvarez playing alongside him must be very easy for him. Now, Manchester City's got themselves one of the best strikers in the world in Erling Haaland. So if Man City can find a way to link this partnership up, and we're looking at two good players who know where the back of the net is. We're looking at two very different types of strikers, though. One tends to be a big, physical, tall poacher. The other one works the ball really well, drops into space really well. And I feel like if City can make a partnership work between Haaland and Alvarez, we could be looking at a really deadly duo here, and I think that's definitely something Manchester City can target towards in the next 18 months to get Julian Alvarez into the Manchester City first 11, because if Manchester City don't find a way to get Alvarez into the first 11, it's fine and well him signing a new contract on the back of him having a very impressive World Cup campaign with Argentina. However, he might grow frustrated, in 12 to 18 months down the line, if we're still sitting here and Alvarez is still playing back up to Erling Haaland, then there will be plenty of interest from lots of top clubs from around the world in Julian Alvarez, and Man City will be able to profit really nicely. We only brought him in for £15 million and get him onto a new long-term deal. Man City will be looking at a lot of money for Julian Alvarez. He's a brilliant player, and Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, they need to find a way to make it work. If that means Alvarez adapting and going on the left or going on the right, then so be it. What I would like to see, though, is we saw it work for Argentina, and I'm confident it can work for Manchester City, is starting with a 2 up top and either changing formation and going with a 3 at the back and going with 3-5-2, getting rid of the wingers and using wing backs instead. I think that would suit João Cancelo, in my opinion, giving him a little bit more attacking freedom. However, he would need to improve his game. We've got Rico Lewis, another very adaptable young player at Manchester City, could do it on the right, and Cancelo on the left. Kyle Walker can act as a rotated option on the right hand side, because he can play right side of centre back as well. We've got another adaptable player, very versatile too. There are ways that Man City can make it work, but I don't see Manchester City experimenting to that extent as of yet. Pep Guardiola tends to experiment more with positional play and having players do different roles at different times during the game. A prime example of that is your fullbacks are going to be playing defensive midfield at some point. When they're attacking, when they're defending, they'll drop back deeper. If one player goes, the other one stays. Things like that is where Pep Guardiola tends to adapt his game towards when it comes to formation. And at the moment, Julian Alvarez has been playing as a backup to Erling Haaland in the system that Manchester City play. And finding well getting onto a new contract on the back of him having a really good World Cup. I do see in 12 to 18 months' time, though, if he's still playing back up to Erling Haaland, other teams will be very interested in bringing Julian Alvarez into their club. So Manchester City, something I have to give with Alvarez. I rate him. I think he's a brilliant player, and City need to find a way to make it work. And it'd be a massive shame not to see a two up top. We're looking at two deadly strikers. And Manchester City right now struggling for goals, so find a way to utilise them. Get them in a front two. 4-4-2 is another formation City could go with. And it, again, takes away the wingers, but Man City's wingers haven't been that brilliant. And we're looking at some versatile, very versatile players in the form of Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, who can all play in midfield and would probably suit a 4-4-2, playing on the right, on the left. De Bruyne, Bernardo can cover on them roles as well. You've got Mahrez as another option. He can help cover up top too. So there is options for Manchester City to do so. They've just not been doing so. And I do think that if Alvarez does sign a new contract, I think one of the things they'll be looking for in his contract is more playing time and more starting time, and asking Manchester City to find a way to work. It worked well at the World Cup in a front two. Can City make it work? It might be something they experiment with more in pre-season, which is why I said City will give this time and Alvarez will give this time. However, it gets into next season and it's still not happening, still not working, then I can potentially see other clubs sniffing around. So City looking to get him on a new contract to maximise that value, make sure that contract is as long as possible, to make sure that clubs are going to have to pay big if Julian Alvarez is ever to leave Manchester City, which I'm hoping, touch wood, will not happen, and City will find a way to make it work. So there we go. That has been the transfer news for today. We'll be back again tomorrow for the latest on the Manchester City transfer updates, running daily for you guys to enjoy. So make sure you have subscribed if you haven't already. That would be much appreciated. Social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. 300 likes once more. It's the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How can Manchester City find a way of utilising Julian Alvarez for his reward of getting a new contract? What can City do to keep hold of Alvarez here beyond the next 12 to 18 months? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Manscaped. Their links and details are all in the description. Remember, you can go and cop yourself the latest Lawnmower 4.0, a brilliant electric razor for you guys to go and check out. Links and details there in the description. Remember, use code JSGC for 20% off your basket. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.